Good morning and welcome back to Concerned Citizens Media again. Before I go to the news, I let you enjoy some kind of persons dancing. These people are armed. They look like Afar, maybe, I don't know. I don't know their language, but just for entertainment and for sharing the culture. Let's play this 3 minutes video, then we'll go to the news and other video. Okay, that's it, and that's a video from YouTube. It looks like the Afar traditional dancing. I'm not sure, but it's entertaining before we go to the news. And okay, here are the news for October 26, 2020. The road between Amhara and Oromia region remain challenging for the drivers and the passengers. The victims of this insecurity reported that individuals with Oromia police uniform, Oromia official vehicles and weapons frequently attack them and their vehicles and the passengers they are transporting. 4 drivers were reported killed, several vehicles damaged in the area called Gabra Guracha. There is also instability in Guji Borana border, Nakamt Walaga in Benishangul Gumuz zone and other parts of the country. The Ethiopian government's inability in keeping the safety of its citizens becoming worse from time to time. Citizens have been killed and displaced. Some are done by the government itself, while the government is sitting in the Arat Kilo. In Oromia region, for example, the government's military force killed 4 peaceful teenagers on Friday and named them as Abba Torbe members to avoid its responsibility for the killing. The Ethiopian government uses for its unlawful operations against its own citizens the names such as Shane, Oromo Liberation Front, Abba Torbe, and other names that the government consider them as anti-government organizations or groups. The Oromo Liberation Front's extensive operations in various parts of Oromia region scored various victories against Ethiopian military and on Oromia Special Forces. The military wing of Oromo Liberation Front reported the killing and the capture of Ethiopian government forces who have been conducting the killing and torturing of Oromos in Oromia region. The Oromo Liberation Front recorded interview video of captured Ethiopian soldiers give further details why the Ethiopian military has been aggressive and brutal in their operations against Oromos in Oromia region. Those captured members of the Ethiopian military revealed that they do not have family. They don't have fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, wives, and nature of such thing. These are young, homeless individuals taken from the street and allowed to join the military. They are trained to kill, but not to keep the safety of the citizens. They have no family values and ethics of any kind, no military discipline at all. That's why so many rapes, throwing and leaving of the dead body for wild animals, or dragging dead body on the streets, or hanging the head of the victims on the poles, and other grave human rights abuses have been reported under Abiy Ahmed administration than the previous one. The Addis Ababa City Council denied about the news circulating in social media. The news was about making Oromo language as a requirement to get an employment in Addis Ababa in addition to the Amharic language. It was a major news that received strong opposition from the status quo. The status quo cannot accommodate any major changes such as making Oromo language an official language in the city or allowing Addis Ababa to be taken by Oromia region. For now, the city calmed down this language issue by releasing its official statement to various media indicating it is not in the interest of the city council to make Oromo language the requirement to get employment in Addis Ababa. The United States Embassy in Istanbul, Turkey, suspended its operation temporarily. The embassy cited possible and credible terrorist plot against the embassy in Turkey. No further detail was provided why the embassy was targeted at this time. Update will be provided on the situation in the future. NPR reported for this news. The transitional government in Sudan is coerced to recognize the state of Israel by Trump administration. This unstable, fragile, and third world country is forced to recognize Israel and get its name removed from the state sponsor of terrorist list. That removal from the blacklist should be based on Sudan's action concerning the crime it was listed for. But President Donald Trump used it for his own political benefit, which is to gain the evangelical and the Jewish vote for his re-election bid. Israel is increasing its recognition by any means possible. It's not clear if the Sudanese public is endorsing this recognition signed by this transitional government in their country. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, officially approved remdesivir for COVID-19 treatment in the United States. This drug, sold under the brand name Veklury, has been used under emergency use authorization. Today's approval is supported by data from multiple clinical trials that the agency has rigorously assessed and represents an important scientific milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic. FDA Commissioner Dr. Stephen Hahn said in a statement. Remdesivir cuts the course of illness in average from 15 days to about 11 days in hospitalized patients, according to the maker of this drug, Gilead Science study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. All attempts are ongoing in the clinical field, but so far all are at early stage. So we have to continue our already learned practices such as social distancing, frequent hand washing, masking, use of sanitizers, and adhering to other guidelines provided by the scientific communities. Even though this drug is approved for the treatment, it is still too far for the most of us to get this drug or other drugs. So we have to keep practicing social distancing, all others, protective measures against this virus. France authorities are conducting illegal operations against Muslims and mosques in France under the pretext of free speech. Videos circulating in social media about what have been happening are disturbing and shouldn't have been happened in France in 21st century. The government should work hard to calm down the situation instead of acting against Muslims with its security forces. You cannot restore freedom of expression by denying others from practicing it. Being the majority does not give you the right to abuse others in the country. Concerned citizens media again express that freedom of speech should be practiced with care, sensitivity, and respect when it comes to religion. Freedom of speech should be used as a tool to bring humanity together, not to tear them apart. And because of this conflict between the France authority and the Muslim community over there, France recalled its ambassador from Turkey because of the president's comments about the issue. So that's all I have from Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you for listening. I will conclude with the other video. Let me see. I think this is
We are Oromo. We're also from a geographical location called Ethiopia. However, we have never felt Ethiopian. That word has never embraced us. We've had our language diminished, our history atrophied, our books burned, our students killed, our leaders imprisoned, our existence detested, and our pain ignored. No more. We are Oromo. And therefore, it is in our nature to forgive. It is in our nature to want peace, to want freedom and justice. We are Oromo. Therefore, we are generous. However, we refuse to watch in silence while a two-headed beast engulfs in a feast while we starve at his feet. He tosses us the least bit of a portion of a piece and expects us to rejoice while we eat. No more. No more. So when we reclaim our uniformity and oneness and say, I am Oromo first, it is not ዘረኝነት. ሰው መጥላት አይደለም. It is not tribalism. It is a recognition of our trials and tribulations. It is the unapologetic, uncompromising embrace of our identity. Being Oromo shouldn't be a political statement. It shouldn't be a polarizing issue. Our proclamation shouldn't be offensive to you. We are Oromo. We are fair and just, yet we are not pacifist. Be warned. You taught us violence and took our innocence, yet still we birthed warriors who want peace, who desire freedom and justice. We raise fighters, engineers, and doctors. If education is the passport to the future, then tomorrow belongs to us because we have studied our history and are inspired to tell our own story. We vow to raise Oromia from the ashes of the past like a phoenix, turn her into a land so beautiful, so scenic. Take a long, long look. Take a long, long look. We stand as our ancestors' prayers manifested. Take a long, long whiff. We are the winds of change, bathed in sage. We are their children who name themselves and claim themselves. The Sabona and the Sabontu, the Bona and the Bontu, the Ero Fikare. We won't just challenge the status quo, we will dismantle it. We have our feet on the shoulders of giants, the generals, poets, artists.
The Wago Gutus, the Tadessa Beru,
The Jarrah Bagadas.
the Ebisa Dunyas, the Hajalo Hundesas.
We are turning a new page. We are breaking every cage for everyone. For the Oromo, the Gurage, the Waleta, the Dorze. Take a long, long look. You can't keep us quiet. Our people have been inspired. We are no longer the little fires flickering within the riots. We are the riots. Our blade sharp, our mind strong, and if we must, we are ready to pluck you like the strings of a harp. Abiyu, Abiyu. We made you king and will dethrone you. We'll tear the wall down and the statue down and pull a crown off a tyrant. You tyrant! Oromia nibilisomti. Oromia nibilisomti by any means necessary, and the sight will be vibrant. You can search our history for agreeableness. You can look at our response towards compromise. You can study our silence or applause. We have always been just. Don't mistake our kindness for weakness. Don't overestimate our meekness. We have never wanted what's not ours. We protect and speak for those without powers until the curtain closes on our final hours. We are the voice for the voiceless. You see, the ability to inspire comes in the smallest of forms. It starts with recognition, yet your ego gets in the way of finding a resolution. Your sins are so great they keep you awake in fear of retribution. I don't get it. I don't get it. Holding a country with pins and needles, using Band-Aid for bullet wounds, and then wondering why it hurts is the definition of ignorance. We refuse to be pacified by empty symbolic gestures of equality while being ravaged of our rights and humanity. You can't sow the seeds of hate and be surprised by the poisonous fruit. The winds of change are blowing and we are in pursuit. We reject mediocrity and the mediocre embraces of your unity. We are Oromo, through and through.
We are Oromo through and through.
We are Oromo, through and through.
We are Oromo, through and through.
We are Oromo through and through.
We are Oromos, through and through.
We are Oromo through and through.
We are Oromo, through and through. The Adam Jilos,
The Jatani Ali,
The Nariga Madas.
the Sheikh Mohammed Rashads,
And many more.
this is our proclamation.
Okay, that's a poem, very strong, emotional, dedicated. Next generations fighting for freedom, liberty of Oromia and Oromos. So it's very interesting. Thank you again for listening, Concerned Citizens Media. I will be back with other news next time. So long, everyone.